And we are live.
Live on Grid Free Live.
Grid Free Live.
So not a whole lot in the news. I just think everybody's so focused on the inauguration and the new administration that there just isn't a whole lot going on, at least that I saw.
And we don't talk politics.
We don't care. So that law was signed into effect. I believe it was Maryland, Massachusetts, for the integrative medicine. So that's good. The governor did sign it. But there's always Tesla, you know.
So the integration medicine basically means what is that exactly?
Well, it was for naturopaths. It was creating a licensing board for naturopaths, which gives them a little bit more validity, you know. Now they have to be, you know, licensed, which means they're regulated and censored, and so they have to have a certain standard and, you know, certain stuff, you know, just like with like the AMA,
Right.
the American Medical Association.
Right.
So I mean, I think that's good because I think there is a place for modern medicine, for sure, and I think there's a place for traditional medicine as well. I don't just discount it. I think there is a place for it. So I'm glad to see that happen.
Good.
Let's see, what else? Well, it's just been cloudy a lot. You know, and when we lived in a house in town, it just didn't affect me as much. But now when it's cloudy, and we're not talking about the hot water issue in the shower. And I washed my hair in a bucket last night. We're talking about, it's the same temperature it was in here as it was yesterday.
It's 60
degrees.
60 degrees right now.
But
we have sun, so
and today
it's all
it
different.
feels wonderful. It does. I don't feel chilly. I don't feel. I don't know. I'm wearing short sleeves versus being all huddled up. I just think it's all in my head, but
the reason for that is the UV ray. We're still getting some UV rays, even though we're not setting directly in the sun, of course. But they are reflective, and that's what's warming us is the UV rays. She just doesn't. I
don't know. I guess I would have just never thought it would have affected me as much as it does. It's not the temperature difference, it's just the actual light.
Mm-hmm.
Having that sunlight in this house is just, it makes it a completely different.
Yeah,
it's just a completely different environment.
We pretty much live by the sun now. It's amazing how you get in tune with the sun when you start living this way, like in an earthship and stuff, where you rely on the sun to give you your heat and to cool your house as well.
But it's also more than that. It's just because our house and earthship has, you know, solid windows on the southern side, because that's how we get the heat in through the sunlight. I think it's just more than even the temperature. It's just the feeling of it. Now we see the clouds more. We see that steely gray sky where no sun can break through, and
right.
And now we see the blue and the sunshine, and I think that's a lot of it. It affects us more because we see it more. In a regular house, you have to be literally looking, you know, out your window.
Yeah.
And most people, believe it or not, don't. Most people just have the shades drawn and the blinds closed and for privacy. Mm-hmm. And around here, we don't have to worry about privacy. So we're so visually open to the outside. I think it's a mental thing. It affects us more.
Yeah, I just believe you live more with the sun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is.
Let's see. So planted some cabbage. Apparently we have an errant potato coming up. Got some garlic coming up. Got some more lettuce.
What is that? Not asparagus. Is the spearmint?
The spearmint mint.
I got the spearmint plant looking beautiful, and she uses the leaves in
my tea.
Her tea and stuff like that.
Because I am a tea drinker.
She drinks tea she drinks tea 24/7 all the time.
No, I drink water too, but I do have my tea.
So.
But yes, my plant was on the verge of dying, and he brought it back to life. So.
Saved it.
Saved it.
And you wouldn't believe how I saved it.
Why don't you tell me?
What I did was I got some, because whenever we had the plant, we were looking at it, and it looked like it had what is it, spider mites?
Yeah, it had spider mites on it, but
It had some spider mites and some webbing and stuff like
the
that.
leaves were all turning.
Yeah, they were starting to turn. It was just wasn't happy.
And I sure wasn't gonna put my tea looking like that.
So what I did was I just basically got a mixture of a little bit of soap, dish soap, that's, biodegradable, just regular dish soap, nothing, it's, what is it, 7th generation dish
Yeah.
soap is what we used. And so I just got a little bit of that and a drop of that in a sprayer, and I just shake it up so it's soapy, and then every morning, I just spray it with that, and that got rid of the spider mites. They went away, and the plant just exploded and came back. I cut off all the dead leaves and stuff, the leaves that weren't looking good. I just started removing them slowly, not all at one time, but every day I would take a few more off and a few more off, and it would just started growing back. And just doing this regular water. We water it with our fish water, with our pond in the house. And I just dipped some water of that and poured it in the container, and that's how I've been watering it. And
It's going great.
it looks
It's pretty
beautiful.
and healthy, and now it's in my tea.
It's very good.
So what else? Okay, so I guess today I wanted to talk about balance. Trade-offs. These are things you have to do, I guess, or at least I have found we have to do while living off the grid in the situation we're in. And the trade-off is between power, water, trash, and money. So electric, water, trash, and money. Okay, so it's been very cloudy for quite some time. And so, let's start with, we thought we had very little water. Remember that? So we went to the laundromat. But that's expensive. I mean, it really is. It can really
Yeah, you
add
can
up.
drop $20 on a
Easily.
laundromat. Easy.
But if you don't have water, or if you don't have very much, that's a trade-off. Do you use the water, or do you use money?
Yeah, as well as electricity.
As well
too.
as electricity. Okay, so today we have sunshine, okay? But because we have had clouds, we don't have that much power in the batteries. I mean, we haven't been having to not turn on lights. We have been watching, shows at night on the computer versus the TV. We've been doing little power saving things, but it's not gotten desperate. But now that we know we have water, it's like, I want to do the laundry now. I do need to do the laundry. It's been building up since the last visit to the laundromat. But it's like, do we have the power? So, and also because of the cloud coverage, it's like, I want to wash whites, I want to use hot water, but I want my hot water for the shower. So these are all trade-offs that you have to make. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul somewhere, and then trash. Okay, a lot of people like to use paper plates, paper towels, that sort of stuff. It's easy, you can throw it away, you don't have to wash it, which means you don't have to use the water, right? But that's trash. And we don't get trash service where we live. We have to take it into town to the waste station, and we have to pay for it.
Yeah, it costs.
It's not expensive, not as
It's
much
like
as I
$3.
thought.
It's like $3 per bag.
It's $3 per bag. It doesn't matter what size bag, so we always put them in big bags.
But the recycling material, like if we separate our cardboard and paper
And glass bottles.
and stuff like that, that is free.
That's free. They don't
So
charge us.
we're almost forced to
Recycle.
I mean, it almost forces you to, because it's like, okay, we can either pay $3 to throw this,
Cardboard away.
or we
be
can
free,
separate
but
it,
We have to separate it.
and they will take it free.
But
so that's
separating
what we do.
it has other logistics. You have to have room for it.
Right.
You have one for your paper, one for your cardboard, one for your colored glass, one for your clear glass. They don't recycle plastic, so that just goes in the regular.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't have the not the ability, but they don't recycle plastic where where we go.
Right.
They don't do plastic. They can't do
Yet,
plastic.
I mean, maybe some point in
Yeah,
time.
maybe someday they'll do that.
So we recycle what we can within the limits, because we don't have a shed, or we don't have a shop. We have a shed, but it's full of tools. We don't have a shop, so this stuff has to stay in the house. This has caused us to separate our food out, so we've started our composting. Since the garbage is going to be in the house until,
Right.
it makes it to the waste station, you don't want that because that would smell.
Yeah, we can't put like a garbage can outside
Because
and
bears.
just throw it in there because we have bears.
Coyotes and all
and,
sorts of things.
You don't want to attract anything like bears and stuff. You try to stay as separate as possible from bears, because what ends up happening is when human starts interacting with bears, well, in the end, the bear loses every time, because they start seeing that, oh, it's okay to be around humans. I'm just here to get a snack.
And then they have to be
and
killed.
then something ends up happening, and the bear will end up losing because obviously.
So we're very careful about
Right.
that
We
for the
try
sake of
to
the
stay away,
bears.
yeah.
Because I would just die if I were the reason a bear died.
I mean, we've only run across one bear, and
her cubs.
cubs. She had 3 cubs, and immediately what I did was I went and got the gun, and I ran out there and I scared her away. I shot some rounds in the air, and I tried to scare her as much as possible so she knows it's not okay to come around here.
Because the bear will lose every time,
Right.
and I just can't. I could not deal with that. I mean, I would have a hard time overcoming that. So we don't
And
try
I would
to
have a new
interact
rug.
at all with them. We try to scare them away. So that's a consideration. So then it becomes money versus trash versus washing, and I take the route of washing because it's more recycling, and I'm into that. So, of course, we have to have the water, and we do. But so there's a lot of trade-off, and I don't think a lot of people think about that. It's something you have to think about.
Mm-hmm. And as well as we can't just we can't just whenever you live here, and the way the Earthship works is, we can't just dump stuff in the sink. We can't use chemicals, because our plants live on that gray water. So when we use the water,
As well as our fish.
and it goes in the sink, or when we shower and stuff, we can't use harsh chemicals and stuff in the system, because it can, we don't want to hurt the plants that we're growing, that's growing our food and stuff like that.
Or the fishies.
So exactly, or the fish. So you have to think about all these kinds of things, which is no big deal.
No, because once you start, it becomes second nature. I look at stuff in the store, I'm like, well, should I buy this? Oh, but there's a lot of packaging involved in this item. Is there a way I can get something similar to meet my needs that does not involve so much packaging? You just start, you really do. It just starts becoming part of your thought process.
It's no big deal.
Which is good. It's good.
It's
good, but it's something I don't think people really think about, or at least I didn't think about it. I did not think about it at all. Let's see. Good morning, guys. We're just going to read a little bit here. What does the sign say in front of the chicken, and does the chicken have a name?
What chicken?
Oh, yes to chickens.
What
Katie
chicken?
says yes.
There's no chicken.
Okay, so this is our wooden rooster. His name's Woody because he's made of wood, and the sign says, "Say yes to chickens." So he has joined us for this live broadcast.
Yes, I've been doing a little bit more research on the chicken thing.
I'm wearing him down, people. I'm wearing him down.
I want to do free-range chickens. I want to make it where they're out. We have plenty of land. They live out there, and we just kind of move them along, and they can fertilize the grass and
Eat the bugs
and seeds and stuff. So but do that and just rotate them around. But as it was brought up before by some viewers, is, well, you have to worry about hawks. Well, we do have hawks, so
And
yeah,
owls.
I do have to worry about hawks. But I've seen that if you get one like with your chickens, if you have like one goose,
Yeah.
if you have one goose with your chickens, you only get one goose. And she hangs out with your chickens, she will protect them because, birds of a feather flock together, and it doesn't have to be the same breed or the same type of
Yeah, I remember getting
bird.
chased by a couple of geese that we
So
had when I
if
was
we
little.
had one geese or goose
Another thing to pick
with
on
us,
me.
that will protect that larger bird will protect the other birds, and the hawks will think twice. It's like, hey,
And also a rooster. I mean, a rooster
Or a
is meant
rooster.
to protect its flock. I mean, its hens.
right, or a rooster. Either
Um,
way, we'll see.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it'll be okay. I mean, I do. I mean, I'm working on him. I am wearing him down. I think.
My
think
whole thing is,
listening to me for the next 3
she
months.
says this stuff, but at the same time, it turns out, well, I want to go somewhere for a week. And it's just like, okay, well, if we have farm animals, you have to live
It's
here.
chickens.
You have to be here all the time.
It's not a cow. It's not a pig.
That's true.
It's
I
not a herd
understand.
of sheep. It's a chicken.
But we still have to make sure, because I would also like to raise rabbits for
Well,
meat.
okay, how about this? We have the safe area for the chickens, okay? And it would be the one that's built out of...
That would be their trailer.
But I'm saying when we're gone, we have them a yard that's closer to the house. That would be the one that has the dirt blocks, to protect in the wintertime. And maybe it would have chicken wire, so it'd be a little bit safer, a little bit more enclosed, but yet still have a yard for them.
Yeah, that's
So when we leave for a few days or a week,
Right.
they would still have the openness to the grass and the bugs and
that's something I'm still trying to figure out, because
chickens.
in the winter, when we have snowfall and stuff like that, I still want I'm fine with chickens. I'm fine with having chickens, but I want them to be free range
Well, I
chickens.
do too.
Period.
I want them to be very happy, live their happy chicken lives. I mean,
And I understand in the winter months it's going to suck, but if we have to,
they can still have a little.
if they have a mobile unit, see, this is what I'm trying to figure out. Is I'm still going to have to read a little bit more about it and find out if it's okay for the chickens to still be out there, and if they're mobile, if I can build their mobile unit where they're still safe in the winter, they're fine in the winter. Yeah, there's going to be snow on the ground. If they want to go out, they can still go out and play in the snow. If they want to stay in there and stay warm,
We can
that's
supplement their
fine.
feed with organic.
Yeah, we'll always be feeding them. I mean, even the
little
free
here,
range,
a
you
little
still
there.
give them grain.
So yeah. So that's what the sign says. It's my go chickens. Team
Yes,
chicken.
She's team.
I'm team chicken.
And I've already said you can have chickens. They just need to be free ranging, and we need to figure out how to do it correctly. And I've been
He says
researching.
he's already said that.
I've already said what?
You haven't quite said that yet. It's on film. I'm getting chickens. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's what we were wanting to talk about mainly today was the balance and the trade-off in between, because trash bill adds up, laundry bill adds up. But you don't want to run out of water, you don't want to run out of power, and I don't want to use all my hot water on
And I'm just
laundry
so
when I wanna
excited. I'm so
shower.
excited that the reason why we're having issues with the cisterns is because I didn't turn a valve on. Thank God it was that. And not some gopher, and I'd have to get in there and do all this crazy stuff because, stuff like that is just, man, that brings you down. When you spend all this time trying to get it to work and it's working and then something
Especially
happens.
when it's wintertime and it's cloudy and
Right.
cold and windy and
Like with our solar panels.
Oh.
That's another thing I could tell a story about.
oh, that was
Solar panels. We originally had 4 250-watt solar panels. So we were setting at 1 kilowatt system, which was great. We had the panels. I had the panels on the roof, and we had this huge windstorm. And we were in here one day, and we heard this boom. I was like, "What was that?" And then I heard another boom, and I was like, it was like boom. Like explosion. I was like, "Okay, what's going on?" So I went outside and I looked, opened the door on that one end, and I was just looked out there, and I saw this black thing like way out there in the tree line, and I was like, what is that? I didn't have a clue what it was. I was like, what is that? So I start walking out there, and I get about halfway to it, and as soon as I get about halfway to it out there, I'm like, oh crap, that's a solar panel. And then that's when it dawned on me, oh no, we have solar panels flying off our roof. And about that time, I heard another boom. And I was like, I turned around and I look up and I see this solar panel. And it's probably about 40 foot in the air. And it's just, it's just flying like this through the air, coming right at me, just flying. And that's when, your light flashes between your eyes, or it's just, what I thought my first thought was, this is gonna hurt. Because I knew it was gonna hit me. I mean, it was like coming right to me, and I was like, this is gonna hurt, was my first thought. And my second thought was, no, this is gonna kill you. This will kill you if it hits you. And it was like, as soon as I had that thought, as soon as that thought went through my mind, I didn't think about it. That panel had to be within 10 feet of me, flying at me at this point. And I just kind of stepped out of the way. It was like I didn't, consciously move out of the way like I was trying to dodge it, because it's one of the things, when you see something flying at you like that, you're thinking, okay, well, do I dodge this? If I go this way, it's probably going to go this way. What do I do? You're just kind of calculate in your mind. You're calculating where it's going to hit. Anyway, I was calculating where it was going to hit, and it was going to hit me, no matter what. So, and it was just so quick and so fast. But at the last minute, I just stepped out of the way. It's just weird. It was like somebody grabbed me by the shoulders and said, move out of the way. And I just stepped out of the way, and it went right by me.
Yeah, so not only did it...
Anyway, that ended up destroying...
it took 3 of the panels off
Three of
the
our
roof.
panels. 3 of our panels were completely destroyed.
Yeah.
They were all blown off.
Oh, that's right. All of them
were
blown
all-
off, but one we salvaged.
Because what happened was, the first one was jowled loose and flew off. Well, the cabling for that one yanked the
other
next one, so it got loose, and then it was blown off.
And
then the next one, and the next one, and we're talking 70, 80, 90 mile an hour winds is what the windstorms.
Yeah, I would have never thought we would get hurricane force winds out here, and it seems to be pretty normal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from West Texas, and I'm used to wind.
But this is crazy.
No, this is like another level.
This snaps telephone poles.
Yeah.
When weather.com says it's going to be windy, you run outside, make sure if there is anything outside, it is tied down to something. Because the wind that we get out here, it snaps poles. It snaps poles. It snaps metal poles. It snaps the power poles. It takes semis off the highway. It's awful.
So anyway, 3 of the panels themselves, they were bent. Of course, they were bent a little bit. And the glass was completely shattered. It was like, just shattered glass. So they're all spider webbed. And the wiring was all ripped out, of course. But there was only one, it was probably the last one, was the one when it came off, it actually, where the connections are, it actually pulled loose at that point and didn't destroy the cabling, didn't rip it out. So we only had one panel that wasn't shattered, and one panel that wasn't, and it happened to be the same panel, that didn't have the wiring ripped out from it. So we had to rely on one panel for all winter.
Yeah, and that was a low point because that was last December, so we were in the lowest sun time for us. Right. The sun was at this lowest point. I hadn't found yet.
Yeah, so we were really struggling at that point.
We were feeling really low. And it put a huge gouge in the top of the roof, into the metal. I mean, just dug a hole in the metal.
In 2 places.
As if we don't have enough problems with the roof leaking.
Yeah.
So that was a low point. We weren't sure if we were going to make it, just because it was just so disheartening, but we stuck with it.
What I did was I took that panel, the only one we had, and I moved it to the front of the house, so it was at
which
a better
is angled.
angle. is at a better angle for the winter sun. That's our angles in the front is at an angle for the winter sun. So I basically just stuck it on there, and we made it through. I mean, we got enough power. We charged our batteries. We were fine. And since then we have actually gotten another panel. I went ahead and bought another panel, so now we're back up to 500 watts, or we're up to 500 watts. We had a kilowatt before, but now we have 500 watts, and it's back up on the roof, on the flat part. And they're very secure. I went and triple secured it and did all this work to make sure that they won't blow off again. And hopefully they will never blow off again. But hurricane winds is hurricane winds.
Yeah.
So there's nothing you can really do about that.
Okay, so real quick before we go to the questions. Hi, Hector. Oop. And hi, Line Flyer. Glad you guys could come back. Here, flip back. We'll go to the questions here in just a moment. So I guess I want to show my new basket. I just finished it.
It's pine needle.
It's pine needles and raffia and cotton cord. It's my new hobby since going off grid. So yeah. Anyway, so now we'll go to the questions. I guess. I mean, that's all I can think to really talk about it.
Yeah, I mean that's just
yeah.
something.
So we'll
Questions.
start at the top.
Question time.
Here,
Let me
we'll
go to the
scroll
top
up.
here. Oh, we have a lot of comments. Thanks, guys,
Hi,
for all the
Line
comments.
Flyer. He's with us. Tabitha Smith, my sister. Hi. Okay, we did okay.
Remember to read the question?
Well, we did the chicken one. She was asking about what the sign said.
Right.
So we got that. We do try to do common sense. Thank you, Line Flyer. And yes, Team Chicken. Let's see. Give Tammy 7 dwarfs.
Wait, it seems you guys have a live stream about common sense things. No disrespect, but your girl is sort of hot. Yeah, she is kind of hot, isn't she? It's kind of cute. I worked real hard to get this one. Trust me, a lot of work. That was about a year. I worked for a year to get her.
Okay, so give Tammy here 7 dwarves, happy chickens, happy. Yes, I think 7 would be perfect, and we could name them after the dwarves. Oh, that's so perfect.
Give Tammy here 7. What do you mean?
Happy
7 dwarves?
chickens, like, happy, grumpy, the 7 dwarves, Snow White and the 7 dwarves.
That's what you want to name them?
Wouldn't that be awesome?
No, we're going to be eating these chickens too, because when they're done laying.
Well, okay, we'll go on. Haha, I got 3 geese. Yeah, see, he knows. The geese, see, I told you, the geese, Line Flyer knows, the geese chase you. I got chased by our geese when I was little.
I got 3 geese, no match for a hawk. Oh, so you're saying a hawk will kill a geese? Or a goose? Or maybe so.
The geese will come after. Ask him how he knows. He probably gets chased by his geese all the time.
I have no idea.
How do we receive internet service?
Okay, we have our internet services. We have point-to-point wireless, which in other words, it's basically there's an antenna, and as long as you have line of sight of the other antenna, you can go point to point, and it just goes on until.
And we have had no problem with our internet service. You would think with the wind that we get here, it would be awful. It's not. We've only been down once, and that was something major happened, and the entire town was down.
Yeah, it's good enough for we watch HD movies. We watch so we have good streaming.
We have no problem with the internet. That is a beautiful basket. Thank you. I started the hobby when we went off grid. I'm getting better each time.
Oh, you should see all of her baskets. You ought to see. Look at this one. Hang on, let me get this one basket.
It's been fun. It's been learning. I'm learning new stitches. Oh yes, this is my piece de resistance. This is
this is her.
This is my beehive.
Beehive basket, and it has like a little latch here.
Yeah, it's
And you can open it up. See. But it has little bees on it.
Yeah.
She spent a lot of time on that one.
Little bees, little branch for the handle. Really had fun with that one. So yeah, I'm learning new stitches all the time. So
Yeah, you should look into it's really interesting how she does it. How she does use pine needles, and it's
called coiling.
yeah. We collect a lot of coiling. Is that what they call
It's called coiling. But yeah, so we collect pine needles like when we go visit his parents in New Mexico.
They have really nice
and
needles.
there's 2 trees in Trinidad that do really good needles. I don't actually have any needles where I live right now. There's no ponderosas. We have pinyon, so I have to collect them when I'm elsewhere. So yeah, enjoy the basket making. So I guess that's I don't really know much else to talk about. There wasn't much in the news, and I guess it was the trade-off thing, since I've been doing a lot of trading off lately.
Right.
Is the main thing. Can't wait for the snow to melt and the
Yeah, I'm kind
spring.
of getting ready for. I mean, we've only gotten a month of winter. We're 1/3 the way
1/3 of the
through.
winter.
So we've gotten the first month of winter done. Hopefully, in the next 2 months, we'll get the rest of our snow, get enough
but
water.
it can snow through May here.
Yeah,
I mean,
we can get snow through May, but it starts warming up more, and we can start getting out a little bit more and stuff like that. I miss going for my walks and stuff.
yeah, we like to go on little hikes and
Yeah,
We just
we
don't-
hike around our property and stuff like that a lot.
do that with the foot of snow on the ground when it's cold and windy, and at least I don't.
Yeah.
But the good thing about living in an airship, you're outside.
Yep. We're inside. It's like we're outside all the time. Like right now, today is a beautiful day. We're getting a lot of
A lot of
a
sunlight.
lot of sunlight coming in, and we're nice
I'm wanting
and
to
warm.
start my herb garden on my kitchen counter.
Yeah, I'm gonna build a little
He's gonna-
container for her to start and plant, so she can have herbs. I don't know what kind of herbs you're gonna put in it.
Well, I want to try, chives, basil, sage. So we use basil and sage, a lot. And you can
What kind of
use-
tree is you talking about? Basil tree?
No, basil is a plant. Bay leaf
Oh, bay leaf. That's what I'm
is a
thinking
tree
about.
that I want to
Bay
get.
leaf.
It's a small tree. It's a little tree.
Right.
It's not a big tree. So I want to get that going. Because the sun is climbing every day. It's out longer and high. It's up higher, and so that means our gardening is a lot better. So I guess that's really it.
Yeah, I think that's about it for today.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and we'll, like I said, we'll talk about whatever we can. These live things. I don't know if you. I think they're pretty cool.
I mean, let us know what you think. Is a weekly show too much? Is it the half hour good? I mean, are you guys enjoying it? Just, any feedback is good feedback.
Yeah, you can just leave a comment, and we'll try to. Like right now, we're a little over 30 minutes, so it's been a good talk.
I think so. But yeah, just let us know what you think. We appreciate any feedback, good or bad, because no feedback is bad in my opinion.
Oh, did you want to send off on this?
Oh yes, one note I just wanted to end on is this cartoon, because I think it is so very poignant.
And this is the cartoon you want to end on.
I do.
All right. So we are planting flowers here. You plant your flowers.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I guess that's about
it. So we will end, and thank you everybody for joining us. Join us again next Sunday at 11. We're trying to be consistent with
we'll
the
try to
time.
be consistent as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's it for today. Well, I guess we'll see you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.